Mary, is it? So Mary, this is for you. Go ahead.
Are they always tuned into the Schumann harmonic? This is about super beacon.
They don't have to be. The one that you receive is somebody used for advanced training or not.
Okay, the reason I'm asking is because I thought that to tune into the astral realms, etc., the frequency would have to be in the upper delta or lower theta frequency. And I'll read you the other questions in case they're also related. How would different people's energies affect the crystal grips? I don't work with crystals myself, but was told that a crystal belonging to one person should not be handled by anyone else.
Number one, almost everything that you know about everything, especially crystals and crystal radios and so on, is probably wrong. There's a lot of urban legend, around all of these things which are now kind of commonly lumped under the category of New Age mysticism, let's call it, which, by the way, was around in ancient Egypt, ancient Babylon, ancient Sumer, and so forth, and was not called New Age at that time, but it was called the equivalent of New Age at that time. So that's the way that's always been. When we work in different realms, we tend to tune ourselves. It's not a question of the tuning of the instrument so much. That's kind of you have to look at it as a plate with a punched hole. It's used in some experimental atmospheres. It's just an aperture through which the totality of whatever particles or waves or wavicles or whatever it is you're passing through there can go through, but that does not necessarily mean that they stay in a straight stream. They don't necessarily emerge on the other side in an angle which is the same angle as the entry angle.
Almost everything. I mean, people get all excited about, oh, the crystals, they take on the vibrations of the person using them, they become personalized in that sense. Well, just about everything operates that way.
Everything you touch.
Musical instruments, easy examples.
Knife and fork and spoon.
Now there's if you go to a
Kleenex.
a concert hall, you have various conductors. They will have a wand that nobody has touched since the day it was manufactured other than that conductor. But the concert hall will probably have the equivalent of a public baton. That's what they're called, right? Batons?
Sure.
So there'll be the equivalent of a public one, which means it's agreed upon, it's common acceptance that this is one that we will all be sharing. And that kind of agreement means that the folks using it actually interact with it differently, and they expect something different back from it.
Now, in that same hall, the same concert hall, there's a bassoon. That bassoon is only handled and used by the bassoonist, that bassoonist who has that piece. Now, it's not just a mouth instrument either, because rest assured that the Guarnerius violin that is so precious, that's held, you know, that this symphony orchestra depends on, that Guarnerius is in fact only played by one person, the owner of that Guarnerius. So if you want something that nobody else has touched, you get your very own super beacon with your very own everything's. It's all yours. All this stuff is yours, and you're the only one who used it. Somebody else in your family wants one, you get them their own beacon. Absolutely, and that's the point.
Or have their own grips, maybe.
Have their own grippers. But if they really want to be purists about it, you have your own beacon, and it's your beacon, nobody else's. You carry it with you, you take it with you, you do whatever. You put it in its own case. It's your case, and it's your beacon in that case. You take it out, you use it. Look, it's a question of elegance here.
Trip itself, does it have an effect? If
Yeah.
you use
Yes, it has an effect. If you use a beacon that somebody else has been using, it will have some effect on your usage. If you use your very own beacon, you will get a better, cleaner result, a more pure result. Will it be significantly better? You have to weigh that against how much it costs for the beacon. Is it worth it to you to have it be that much better? Then get your own beacon.
And it's a question of alliances. And by that I mean if you're in a household that shares certain things, this is one more of those. Right?
Like toothpaste.
Yeah, let's say everybody's using the same toothbrush. Well, what's it going to matter that you use the same beacon? Not the best example, but if let's say you've decided that you're all going to share the brushes and paints, and
among
charcoal
intimates,
and pencils.
regardless of what kind of intimacy it is, among intimates, sharing a beacon is just one more thing that you share among intimates. But if you are in a different situation and you feel an intrusion, and you're in a position to do it, you should of course get your own beacon. Now, what is more important to you? You have to ask yourself: you want a new freezer, or you'd like a new plasma TV screen, and you've been saving up for it all year, and so now you have to make a choice between a plasma TV screen and a beacon. Which is more important to you?
And
if the plasma screen is more important to you, spend the money there.
And it's a question of honesty. If you actually bring yourself to the point of being honest about what's going on, you may either determine that, oh, it's not important to get another one, or you may go, oh my God, of course I have to get another. For example, in a particular household, I don't know anything about their situation, but I could easily see